Okay, so once again, a warm welcome to the Active Learning Conference 2023. Wendy, before we jump into the activity, was there anything that you would like to add?
I don't think so. No, I think we've got the Padlet wall, of course, which I can just repost the link to in the chat, which has got all the resources from today and all the sort of information, all the slides, opportunities to raise additional questions after the event, and so on. So that's in the chat.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Thank you, Wendy. And this is also our conference program. Hopefully, everybody has been able to access that. So here we have all of the links for the different sessions. So we've got three different carriages on the train. So you've got the blue carriage, which we're in now at the moment. We've got the yellow carriage, which will be for some of the sessions. And you'll notice that the slides have a different colour in the background depending on which carriage they're in. But you will also see on the other Google Doc program, they're organized into three columns. So if you have trouble distinguishing the colors, for example, you can go to this program and find out which session it's in, and then the links are at the top along there. So in terms of our actual welcome right now, we've got a half-hour session where we're going to be thinking about our active learning journey. So this is the beginning of our journey today, and there are lots of very, very exciting sessions which you can read about on the slides themselves. We've got an amazing group of presenters today, and but I want everyone to just take a moment to reflect and think about our journey in active learning. So I'm going to put this link in the chat. It's a link to a Padlet wall, and this is the conference map. So I'm going to call it a conference map rather than a Padlet wall because we've already got a link to a different Padlet wall on there. So there is the conference map. And if you open that up, what you should see is something a little bit like this. And I can see some people have already started adding to it. So I've put a question here, which is where did your active learning journey start? And so if you can create a post on here and say a little bit about that. So what we can do is you can either use the plus symbol in the bottom right corner, or you can use the little plus symbol beside here, and you can type the name of a location. So I'm personally connecting from Brighton Hove today. So I'm going to choose that. And then I can type a little bit about where my active learning journey began. And then if you want to, you can add other multimedia to your post, right? So the three dots here, and you can add various different things. So if you want to add an image, or you can just search for an online image if you want to, using the image search here. You can also add a GIF, which is always fun. So I'm going to add a little picture of a train. But if you just spend a moment to talk about, where did your ALN or your active learning journey begin? And I like this one. I'm going to publish that. And then you see now it appears on here. So we've got the first step of the journey there. And I'll just give you a minute or two to add your posts under that question. You can also click on the three dots, and you can go to edit the post. If you post it by accident and you haven't finished, you can go to edit the post afterwards. And by the way, if you wanted to open this up in a separate tab in your browser and you're having trouble because Zoom is filling the whole screen, you can press Escape on your keyboard and that will take you out of the full screen in Zoom, and then you can navigate away to open up the Padlet in another tab in your browser. So I can see we've already got a nice array of different locations appearing. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment while you finish that, and I will add another question in just a moment. Okay, so um, once you've managed to post your, it is a map with the sections format. Yeah, it's a new feature in Padlet. Yeah, I'm with you on that, Beth. So we're both on that. We're both on that same train, I can assure you. So we've got our starting point for our journey. Now, the next, I want you to choose another stop for your journey, and this could be anywhere in the world, wherever you want to make your next stop on the journey. So use your imagination, choose another place on the map, and the second question is about who has been on this journey with you. So I want you to take a moment to just think about someone or a group of people who've been really important to you on your active learning journey. Um, and I'm just going to share my screen again for a moment. So if you scroll down, you'll see that there is another section underneath all of those first posts, and it says, "Who have you travelled with?" So under the "Who have you travelled with," you can click the plus icon beside that, and then you can search for your stop two on your journey. So it could be anywhere, but I'm going to choose Yokohama in Japan. Except my computer's going very slowly, so there we go. So you can choose your second stop and then think about who you have travelled with on your journey, and reflect a little bit about what that relationship or what that community has meant to you. So I'll give you a moment to do that.
Would it be useful just to demonstrate how to add a GIF to the post as well?
Certainly can do. Yeah. We'll give you another moment or two to finish talking about who's gone with you on the journey. But I have posted a next question, which is about challenges that you've faced and any possible solutions. Unfortunately, I don't think you can see the whole thing there, but it's challenges you faced and solutions. And I'll demo that as Wendy suggested. If you click on the plus symbol and I choose a place, I am going to choose Guangzhou in China, where I used to live for many years. That would definitely be on my journey. And go to the three dots, and then I will choose the GIF option here. And going to type in Thomas the Tank Engine because why not? Although it looks like that was a train crash, so hopefully that's not. I suppose that's appropriate for challenges. There we go. And then I publish that. So you can post your challenges under that heading there when you've finished thinking about your who's gone with you on the journey. So just give you a minute or two to do that. I just noticed in the chat, Helena, did you manage to find the second tab? You just need to scroll down. I know there's clearly too many tabs at the moment, but
I was expecting a tab side by side. You know,
yes, I was expecting that too.
Yeah, it was different from my expectation of a tab. So, but it's fine.
I think
because
browser tabs are like that. I was expecting that too, but yeah, you have to scroll down. So hopefully you can access that now. Okay, hopefully you've had enough time to reflect on the challenge and possible solutions. So I'm going to add another section on here, and this one is going to be where next? What does the future hold? So when we think about active learning and what it means to us, what are we still, many of us have been doing this for many years. Some of us might be brand new to it, but what do you think the future holds? What are you curious about? What kind of a journey would you like to go on? Where would you like your journey to end up today? What are you excited about? What inspires you? So you should see, if you scroll down to the very bottom, you should see that there's now a where next question. Okay, so if you could just finish off in the next minute, finish off what you're writing about where next. Thanks, Cardi. I'm glad you like the activity. I'm going to confess, I came up with this activity about 5 minutes before we started. So sometimes inspiration strikes at the last moment, and sometimes spontaneous journeys are the best. So if we have a look at our map, it's pretty astonishing what has been generated in just a few minutes, really. We've covered quite a large part of the world here, and hopefully this will be a lovely resource for us to explore, to journey around, and kind of understand the territory of the different active learning journeys that everybody's been on. So I encourage you, when you get a moment, to have a look through some of these and explore where everybody has been on their journey and where they want to go next. And maybe that will provide inspiration for all of us to try out new things and explore new ideas. So I'm conscious that we're just coming to the end of the time here. So I just want to highlight again that in the program you can find the information about each of the sessions, and for our let me stop sharing. I think my screen froze there for a moment. But if you go into the program, you should see that we've got 3 different sessions, and you can choose whether you want to go to the blue carriage, the yellow carriage, or the orange carriage. And those 3 sessions for the first slot, hopefully you'll be able to see my screen again in a second. We've got in workshop 1, we've got this workshop about promoting happiness and well-being through active learning. In the yellow carriage, we've got provocation 1, provocation 2, which is about when students choose not to play and steering risks of AI-induced learning engines. And then workshop 2 we have in the orange carriage, where you can go to the session about imagine you are driving the educational change. In this picture, are your students your co-navigators, backseat drivers, or passengers? So you can choose which carriage you want to go to and join those sessions via the Zoom links, either on that program or on the slide earlier in this program. And maybe we can copy those into the chat as well, just in case, because you might want to have them ready.
I think
Vicky's already on it, I think.
Yeah, Vicky did it already.
Look at that. Work makes the dream work. Okay, thank you all so much for your fantastic participation in that activity. And enjoy the journey today. And we will see you in those other carriages.